50 Cent went from the streets of Queens to a net worth of over $400 million. And the way he did it wasn't by rapping harder than everyone else. It was by thinking smarter. Today, we're breaking down the financial wisdom that most people overlooked. This is advice every young man needs to hear.
People look at rap as stupid. They be like, this guy was making $250,000 in a couple of days. I'm investing that in the business. But they look at us as stupid because they like, yo, he bought a car, he bought a chain. We look dumb, bro. So Fifth is the type, he'd be like, if the money get too high, like $2 million, like Mayweather, I've been around Mayweather, he might buy a chain or a watch for $1 million. Fifth ain't really gonna do that.
My biggest expense was an apartment in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. It was $800 a month. Until you have enough success that you start to create lifestyle around it, you don't even have bills. Like my grandmother, the first thing I did when I did the deal was I bought her a small Mercedes-Benz, like the C-Class Mercedes-Benz. That was my only expense, that car and that $800 a month apartment. By the time I came back, I had $38 million.
First gonna be like, man, let me invest that into the company or real estate.
You start to think about what you're genuinely after, and that's happiness.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I run New York.
While everyone else was buying chains and cars, 50 was pouring that money right back into his business. That's the difference between looking rich and being rich. Most people will never understand that.
If you ask the guys on top of Fortune 500 companies, right, what was their biggest investment? Immediately they may think financial investment, but the biggest investment is in friendship. It's in
relationship.
Yes.
Your network is your net worth. 50 understood that early. The people around you can open doors that money alone never will. Invest in the right relationships and they pay dividends for life.
You know the story of vitamin water?
Oh, 50's part of vitamin water? Not really, but break it down.
Everybody knows 50 made a bunch of money on vitamin water, right?
Right.
What nobody knows is that
he invested.
Not even that.
Okay.
Vitamin water, they're from Queens.
Oh yeah, I did hear this.
The guys from Queens.
Okay.
So originally, like they starting the company, they don't really have enough money to really so to offer these celebrities like contracts, but they know that celebrities is a way to kind of grow the brand.
Right.
So, and I don't want to get the numbers wrong. I don't want to offend anybody, but they went to a few people at first. One of the people being Ron Artest. They offered Ron Artest the same deal they offered 50 Cent. Ron Artest wanted a couple $100,000 in cash. They didn't have a couple $100,000 in cash. They said, look, we can't pay you a couple $100,000 in cash, but we can give you equity. Ron Artest ain't understand it. He ain't believe in it and passed on it. 50 Cent came, took the same deal, but took equity. Fast forward 18 months later.
Coca-Cola went and bought it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we haven't truly learned how to leverage and really get into the idea of equity enough in our culture, because we want to have 100% ownership instead of a percentage of something that can 10x 100%, right? And so the difference is, it's like if I build a company and I'm like, all right, by myself I can get it to do, let's say, $1 million a year, right? But let's say if I give away 50% of it, I can get it to do $10 million a year. You understand me? So what?
The vitamin water deal might be the smartest move in hip-hop history. He didn't take the endorsement check. He took ownership. That one decision turned a marketing deal into over $100 million. That's the lesson. Ownership over everything.
That gave me the best advice was Robert Greene. He wrote the 48 Laws of Power, 33 Strategies of War, and Art of Seduction. He said everyone is not actually going to be prepared to take the time to actually utilize the information that's given to them. If you pay attention and you actually keep whatever information is coming in front of you, that you choose what's valuable. But the things that you do hear that are valuable, if you make it your business to keep it, even if you have to write it down, so you have to say it to yourself or whatever, and you just keep, the person says something and you go, what did you just say? Hold on a second, put it in my phone and hold on to it until it becomes a part of you in the way you actually would express yourself at different points. You develop a more advanced presentation, and I got that from Robert.
Robert Greene wrote the book On Power, literally. And even he recognized something special in 50. The lesson here is simple. Find people smarter than you and learn from them. Your ego is the enemy of your growth.
So yes, I'm sorry she was broke, but I still plan to collect every last penny of the $30,000. Not because I needed it, but because I needed the larger public to understand that if you want to take a frivolous shot at me, you will pay for it. I'm not going to just shrug this sort of action off. I'm going to win, and then I'm going to collect. Speaking of collecting, I was trying to send a similar message with my Pay Me By Monday IG campaign. If how I handled Tierra Marie was a warning to the public, then Money by Monday was a warning to the people I knew directly. Don't try to borrow money from me and just forget about it. The message was received. Trust me, for as many people as I outed for owing me money, there were a lot more that I didn't put on blast. But after they saw me outing Randall Emmett and comedian Jackie Long, they made sure they got on a private payment plan quick. What's interesting is people didn't respond to me going after Randall the same way as when I went after Tierra. No, they loved that I had him so shook.
Some people called him petty for that. But 50 wasn't chasing the money. He was sending a message. In business, you have to protect your principles or people will walk all over you. Every dollar you let slide tells the world what you'll accept. So far, we've seen the business side of 50. The investments, the deals, the discipline. But his money advice goes deeper than just dollars and cents. It's about how you carry yourself as a man. Let's get into the mindset.
Weak men focus on women. Women focus on strong men. They can sense when a man is on his grind, locked in, making moves. That's the type they get drawn to. See, a strong man ain't worried about who's checking for him. He's locked in on his goals, his grind. His mind is on the bag, on building something real. And once you're in that zone, the focus will come to you. You won't have to chase it. Women, men, whoever, they all start looking at you different. That's how the game works. So you want to win? Focus on yourself till the focus is on you. Stop chasing anything that don't add value. Build yourself up first. Make yourself the priority. Handle your business, get your money right, and level up. That's when the real attention starts coming. When you're on top, people can't help but look up to you. And that's the point. Become the type of man everybody's watching instead of watching everybody else. If you made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments and hit that follow button, because this account is for you.
When you're locked in on your purpose, you don't chase. You attract. That's the energy 50 talks about. Focus on building yourself and everything else follows. Women, money, respect. It all comes when you're on your grind.
The most expensive thing in the world is trust. Cheap people can't afford it. In this game called life, trust is the ultimate currency. More valuable than money, fame, or power. Why? Because when you got trust, doors open, opportunities come knocking. People want to do business with you. But here's the thing, cheap people, they try to cut corners. They lie, cheat, break promises. They think they're smart, saving themselves some trouble, but they're broke, bankrupt in what really matters. Real success, it comes from being solid, dependable, a man of your word. I've been in the streets and in the boardrooms. Trust me, the principle's the same everywhere. You want long-term success? Build trust. Guard it with your life. Because once it's gone, you're finished. Remember, every action, every word, it's either depositing or withdrawing from your trust account. Trust ain't free. It's earned, built, fought for. If you made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments and hit that follow button, because this account is for you.
Trust is the most expensive thing in the world because once it's gone, no amount of money can buy it back. 50 learned that the hard way in the music industry. Guard your integrity like it's your greatest asset. Because it is.
The biggest trap holding you back, it's comparing yourself to the wrong people. Listen up, because this might just change your game. Beating weak opponents doesn't make you strong. It makes you complacent. Your circle might hype you up, but the real world will humble you quick. Success isn't a destination. It's a never-ending competition with yourself. I've sold 30 million records, but you know what? Every time I step in that booth, I'm not competing with other rappers. I'm competing with my past self. People say, it's good, but not like when you first did it. And you know what? They're right, because I'm not trying to be who I was. I'm trying to be better. Here's the cold, hard truth. You'll never get another chance at a first impression. So what? Make every impression count. Stop measuring yourself against people who aren't even in your league. Start measuring yourself against your potential. Remember, being dope isn't the end game. It's the starting line. Your biggest rival is not the person next to you. It's the person in the mirror. If you made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments and hit that follow button, because this account is for you.
Stop measuring yourself against people who aren't even in your lane. The only competition that matters is who you were yesterday. 50 didn't become 50 by trying to be Jay-Z. He became 50 by being the best version of himself.
A man who needs multiple women is very unhappy with himself. Having the attention of multiple women feeds his ego. It's a mask, a distraction, a way to cover up his insecurities. See, a real man doesn't need more than one good woman. He knows the value of loyalty and commitment. He invests his time and energy into someone he sees a future with. He builds trust, respect, and something lasting because he knows that's where real fulfillment comes from. With an insecure man, he plays games. He toys with emotions. He strings along multiple women, not caring about the damage he leaves behind. To him, it's all about control, validation, and boosting his fragile self-esteem. But here's the truth. No amount of attention will ever be enough for a man who doesn't feel whole inside. A real man chooses differently. He values depth over distractions, respect over selfishness. He knows that love isn't about how many you can keep. It's about how well you can treat the one who matters. Because at the end of the day, it's not the number of people who surround you that defines you. It's the character you show when no one's watching. So ask yourself this: are you the man who builds or the man who destroys?
A real man doesn't need validation from multiple women. That's insecurity wearing a mask. True strength is being secure enough in yourself that you don't need anyone else to prove your worth.
I don't need a perfect relationship. I just need someone who is scared to lose me, respects my efforts, and is proud to have me. It's not about grand gestures or flawless moments. It's about the small things, the everyday reassurance that I'm valued and cherished. I need someone who sees my worth, someone who understands that love is built on mutual respect and appreciation, where both of us feel seen and secure. I want to be with someone who values the little things I do, who notices the care and attention I pour into our relationship. It's not about being perfect, but about being present, showing up for each other even when things aren't easy. I need a partner who stands by my side, who recognizes that love isn't just about romance, but also about being each other's safe haven, especially in times of uncertainty. At the end of the day, I want someone who truly needs me, not just for the good times, but for all the moments in between. Someone who is proud to say, that's my person, and who never takes me for granted, because that's all I really need. Just someone who's willing to hold on to us no matter what.
At the end of the day, it's not about finding the perfect person. It's about finding someone who sees your effort and matches it. That's what 50 means when he talks about real loyalty. It's earned, not given. Here's what I want you to take from this. 50 Cent's real wealth wasn't built by music. It was built by thinking like a businessman. Invest in yourself. Own what you build. Surround yourself with people who push you higher. And never let anyone question your worth. If this spoke to you, subscribe. We're building something real here.